We are here. We are live. We are 30 minutes late, but that is okay because the NXTilosos are here, the sexiest NXT review show out there on the internet. My name is Mikey. I'm joined by the Bleat Father, the Kilt Man, and we're going to get through NXT. So I'm going to make this intro really quickly because things are on fire here on the homestead. Fire. And also, I thought about not doing the show today, but we're not going to be live next week for NXT because of reasons. But uh yeah, we go live here on lots of streaming platforms. You can pick between YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, whatever tickles your fancy. We're also live streaming to Facebook and Instagrams. So that's a fun bit. We have social media at BC WrestlePod. We have merch, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. We have a coffee to help us pay for pay-per-views and stuff like that. So there we go. All right, let's get into it. All right. So this episode of NXT, I felt like was a lot of setup, and I'm not necessarily mad at it, but we are still establishing, hey, this is going to be a bunch of our talent heading into however long they're going to be here before main roster gets them. And yeah, so this was a lot of setup, new, starting some new feuds, getting programs going as the next pay-per-view. We don't know the date, but we will be getting Great American Bash in July. So we are building towards that. So we'll see how that goes. But let's get this started because we got things to talk about. We kick off NXT, though, with our first match, which is Ren Sinclair versus Kalani Jordan. Again, I love Kalani personally. I'm still trying to find me liking this story. Now, if this turns into her just making girls tap out left and right, I'm like, okay, I could be here with this. We just got to work on the mean girl aesthetic. And Ren Sinclair, I love you, girl. And I thought you should have won this match, but hey, you know what? That is not the story we are telling. But I thought the match was okay. So, Kiltz, what did you think of our opening bout?
I didn't really like it, in all honesty. But then again, I'm not behind the storyline. Also, hi, Tammy Hollenstat in chat.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. I am talking to you. Be patient, please. I had to wait my turn. Anywho.
But yes.
Anyway, so I'm not behind the storyline. It's they're pushing this mean girl aesthetic for Kalani very hard, and I can't get behind it. It doesn't feel natural. It feels really forced, and it feels it feels weak.
I agree. So I'm hoping we get something more for Kalani. And, it seems that we might, given the fact that later on, I don't have a graphic for it, but it seems we're heading towards Kalani and Kendall Gray going back at it again. So I was like, okay, well, this is the story we got. So let's do this. And there you go. Alrighty. So yeah, Kalani Jordan wins, and we will keep this going. Backstage, we have Tatum Paxley, Lizzie Rain, and Shiloh Hill. So first, we have we have Tatum talk to Lizzie, apologizing to getting Zarya and her mixed up into all this because Zarya and her have been going at this for a little bit. Lizzie says that she don't mind because there's no, you can't kill the heavy metal. Shiloh Hill comes up talking about how he's gotten lots of signatures from different celebrities and WWE legends to become Mr. NXT. And then Tristan Angels comes here and he reads this list and he tells Shiloh Hill that that's not what this is about. You can't just become NXT just getting a bunch of signatures. There has to be a pageant, and there are certain things there and rules that must be followed. So lots of things happening here. We got Lizzie and Zarya and Tatum in this vortex. Tristan and Shiloh are in this feud as well. Very, very interesting directions for everybody involved in here. And we would see both of those stories progress a little bit later in the show in different parts. So we're going to put a pin in that and get to that when we get there. Because right now, though, Kilt, we gotta talk about this Dark State promo because I'm gonna be so for real. The crowd was not here for them, and I would kind of live that they weren't. They were trying to say that Saquon Sugars was the odd man out. I'm like, Saquon Sugars is the only actual wrestler to come to NXT from the independent wrestling scene. The rest of y'all came from sports backgrounds. And that's the angle we going with. I was just like, y'all, this was not I I will say this. Uh yes, DJ Grim 79 Shiloh Hill from Mr. NXT. I am full support. Yes, I will be on that campaign trail with him. But
I'll
yeah,
be there next week, I hope.
heck, yes, you will. But man, I was like, okay, I see where we're going, Dark State. I need a little more though, because this was okay. This was okay promo. I will say though, I do appreciate that the crowd was not happy with the fact that they ousted Saquon Sugars, and I was like, there we go. That's how you build the baby face. Kills, how do we feel about the Dark State promo?
It was all gas, and not in the good kind. It was.
I felt like it was they went the long about way to get to the point.
They didn't even get to the point where we're better than. No, you're not. Saquon was the only thing that fucking gave y'all legitimacy as wrestlers, and it's like, dude, y'all just. They're like, oh, what's good for one is good for us all. Okay, that don't make no damn sense, but okay. You can only have so many titles. It's very unlikely that a 4-man team is going, or a 4-person team is going to get the 2 main men's titles and the men's tag titles at one time. It's very unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
It's they're not gonna not promote it, but they're not gonna like dig it up and do anything with it. And it's just even then, it's just like this is just weak. Like y'all yap. I really don't want to hear you yap. I'd rather watch you fight. I'd rather watch you get your asses kicked. And what's I please tell me you got a screen grab of what happened at the end.
Yes, I got it at the end.
I have something hilarious to tell you about about that scene. Um, but yeah, I don't like it. But this is not the only team that is being separated in this show.
We're breaking up a lot of things, and we're gonna get to one of them in a little bit, but
I'm loving every minute.
We'll see. So we're gonna continue this. So after the Dark State promo, we get into our next match, which is a men's speed tournament match. This is Super Sean Legacy versus Dorian Von Dukes. I forgot that if no one gets pinned or submitted within the time limit, then I guess both people are eliminated, because it's essentially that's what happened. And I was sad that we didn't have a winner. Fun match, but I was sad, and they both were eliminated, which meant that the next speed match that we were going to need later tonight was essentially the finals, and the winner of that match would go on to fight Lexus King for the men's speed championship. I'm like, wow, we just sped ran to that. I like these two. I like Sean Legacy. I really love Dorian Von Dukes, but that's because I know him as Mike DeVecchio in the European scene, Mike D. Um, but yeah, I thought this was a fun match. I want to see Dorian wrestle in a match that does not require the speed time limit. But I don't book the show. Kilt, how do we feel about Sean Legacy and Dorian Von Dukes? The Pleat Father, I am asking for your opinion.
Sorry, I got distracted. This was. I actually have no idea. Like, I can't really gauge this because it was like it was good, but it was bad because of the way it ended. But it was good because of the way it ended. And I'm like, I'm hoping that they are going to have something happen in the championship match for this. Uh, we'll discuss that a little bit. It was a fun match. I enjoyed it.
I agree. I think the only downside is because I like my matches to go at least like 7 to 10 minutes on average. Like if we're gonna do kind of short term matches, but the 3 minutes is killing me with the speed. But I do agree for the 3 minutes that we got. I think both of them did really good. They both eliminate each other because no one wins this match. So therefore, our other speed championship, our speed tournament match that we would get later in the show between Romeo Moreno and Nathan Frazier would determine who goes and faces Lexus King for the title. So we'll get to that match in a little bit. But right now, so backstage, Layla Diggs is approached by Natalya, and Natalya tells Layla Diggs, "Good job on calling out Jada Parker," and Natalya's going to be out ringside with Layla Diggs, which leads into our next match: Miss Layla Diggs versus Miss Jada Parker. Finally, thank God. I was afraid. I was afraid that Jada was going to lose because she's been on a losing streak recently, but I am happy that Jada wins. I thought this was for as short as the match was, I thought this was a really cool, for those who don't watch Evolve, like to see Layla Diggs. And for those of you who be like, this girl looks familiar. What has she done recently that has gone viral on social media? Well, if you have seen the clip from Evolve of that amazing woman doing this crazy moonsault, that was just crazy height, crazy distance, that is Layla Diggs and her moonsault, which was great. Again, I thought this match was really fun to kind of showcase Layla, but thank God Jada Parker got the win. I still don't know how I feel about potentially Natty and Jada fighting and getting into a feud or teaming up. I need more from the development of that story for me to get invested, because right now I'm just like, I don't know how I feel. But yeah, the please father, Miss Parker.
Oh my God, Miss Parker! I can't wait to see you next week. I hope. Konnichiwa, Miss Parker. We need to start doing some more language. You know what? Next time they Konnichiwa, Miss Parker, I'm gonna yell out Guten Abend, Frau Parker. Fraulein. I'm a fucking degenerately stupid moron. Anywho, I love watching Jada Parker wrestle. She's amazing. She's energetic. She works well with the crowd. We have it's such a great time. It was an interesting match. Even with there was a Natalie, I think, tried to interfere at one point, and that didn't work out for her. But yeah, it was great. It was a good match all in all. It wasn't my favorite match of the evening, but it was still it was up there.
It was fun. Again, it was definitely a good debut on the NXT roster for Layla Diggs, and of course, Miss Jada Parker getting a win also makes me happy. So we shall see if we further development of the Natty and the Jada feud, but I need more. After this match, though, we get into a promo where Tony D'Angelo cuts a promo in the ring saying that he is fully aware that he's got a new swarm of people coming after him for this title. And then he is interrupted by, of course, Mr. Io Sky, also known as Naraku.
He called him out, though, technically. He
did, yes. Him. He summoned him from the nether. But Tony D'Angelo summoned Naraku and says, "I know what you want." It'd be like, "I'm not one for words, so let's fight, right?" And Naraku's playing the long game with this one. He says that he will come for Tony, but he doesn't want to be underhanded, and evil will be waiting for him. But then they are both interrupted by Mr. Maxine Dupree. Yes, I was like, why does this guy look familiar? This is the husband of Maxine Dupree.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Cam Hendricks is married to Maxine. They just got married like not too long ago.
I did not realize that. That's good for him. Good for him.
Maxine is
She's an amazing human being.
We love her. So, but Cam comes out and he interrupts and he doesn't mince his words. He's just like, nah, I know I'm the ish and I want that title match. And so Tony's like, bet. So, but then Cam tries to attack Tony and then Naraku saves him. So it seems that these two, as well as Mason Rook, we're going to talk about him a little bit later. It seems these three are going to be circling the title picture scene for right now, which has me intrigued. And Cam is going to get his shot at the NXT Championship next week. We're going to talk about Mason Rook's response to that, though, because he is not happy about it. But decent promo. It gives us our challengers for Tony D for the next, at least for the summer, or maybe going into the fall. So I'm here for it, for Cam, Mason, and Naraku to kind of be the ones towards the top of the card. Should be interesting. Should be a lot of fun. After this promo, guys, Miles and Tavion got jumped backstage by Dark State. And I'm like, we just don't know what to do with Tavion and Miles right now. Like, are they friends? Are they enemies? Apparently, they're gonna
roommates.
I mean, they could be, but Dark State attacked Miles and Tavion Heights backstage, and I'm like, oh, look at that! Miles already put belt to ass and beat Dion for the title, so it seems we're gonna be running that back soon. I'm like, okay, but I think Saquon Sugars is gonna mess it up for everybody. Saquon is going to mess it up for Dark State, and we're going to talk about that at the end of the show. But I'm like, Miles, I'm sorry that you have to run it back with Dark State again. But if this means that we get Miles versus Tavion at some point for this title, count me in. Count me in. I want something of substance for Tavion because I think Tavion is great. Moving on, though, because after this, getting these two getting jumped backstage, we go into our next match. It didn't get an official graphic, but we have our men's speed tournament final. We have Romeo Moreno versus Nathan Frazier. Yes.
Didn't we skip something?
If we did, I either put it in the wrong order or if I felt like, it doesn't really need to talk about it.
I think you might have done the wrong order then.
Okay. I probably did, but that's okay. This is what happens when you're watching NXT at almost 10 o'clock at night. And
so, when I'm normally getting out of there.
I started NXT at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I was like, I went to sleep like towards midnight, 12:30, and then I woke up at 5.
I mean, that sounds normal for me. I'll tend to do is I will probably stay up until like 11:30, and I'll finally fall asleep about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and have to be up by 6:45 so I can get out the door by 7.
Yeah.
Anyways,
moving on. Romeo versus Nathan. Fun match. Romeo wins. He will be facing Lexus King for the Speed Championship. Let's move on with our lives.
God, I want to move on with my life from that. Holy crap. They really should have thought of a better flippin' name. So before we get into this, I want to say one thing. I'm kind of upset. I could have been there, but I was trying to save gas, and I could have seen Fraxium live.
That was insane. I was just like, nobody tells us these things anymore.
Okay, anyway. But
speaking of people who can't let it go, Mason can't let it go that Cam gets a championship match before he does. And so Mason is talking to Robert Stone, and Naraku comes up and interrupts. So it seems that these two might have a collision course coming very soon, and I'm here for that. I think Mason versus Naraku could be lots of fun. But yes, again, we are setting up our contenders that will be swarming around Tony D'Angelo and the NXT Championship for the next few months, and I'm okay with it. So after this, though, I'm mad. I'm mad that we did not get this match.
I am mad because this was supposed to be before the speed match, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to talk about the Mason Rook real quick.
Okay, let me go back then.
I don't think they did his lines justice because it felt like he kept getting cut off, or he kept tripping over them, or he couldn't really say it the way he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has a different vernacular than we do. He's probably trying to say something and make sure he's understood, because again, his accent, not everybody can understand it because they don't listen to a lot of UK stuff. and I I feel they're doing him not a great service in letting him speak and just be organic.
Mm-hmm.
Although he is probably trying to hold back a lot of cuss words. Although
Yes.
if he lets a wanker slip, I will die.
We are totally okay with that.
He can he can totally let a wanker slip. You know what? I'm gonna try and get a wanker chant started for his next match.
You hooligan. I love
I
you
know.
for it.
I so
But
thank you.
anyways,
Anyway,
back
next.
to our disappointment because I'm mad for OTM. I'm mad
I'm
for
mad for
OTM.
OTM, but I'm happy for what this could mean.
Oh my gosh, Nico was not happy that Sean hit them with the chair, and we would see more of Nico not being happy with Sean Spears a little bit later too. And not only Nico, Izzy would have some words for Sean Spears a little bit later, but we were supposed to get the Colleen versus OTM in a tag team match, but it doesn't happen because Sean Spears attacks OTM with the chair. And I'm just like, they gonna run this back, and OTM is going to they gonna mollywop Sean Spears specifically.
I'll get a. It's basically we're going to need a pressure hose because he's going to become mud.
And he gonna stay there. So I'm mad because this got an official graphic and we didn't even get the match. Which is fine, I guess. As long as OTM get the lick back, I'll be fine and I'll get over it. But damn. Anywho, let's continue. So this segment was fun because Shiloh did try. He tried to warn Zarya that Lizzie was going to fight her, and Lizzie exactly did that, began fighting her in like Shiloh Hill's like weird little bunker, and I loved it. So it seems that we are getting a collision course for Zarya and Lizzie, which makes me excited. I think that match is going to be fun next week. And if you get to go there, Kilt, I'm extremely jealous because I love both of them and they're both great.
Me too. I'm excited.
Yeah.
This is his production truck. Basically, it's what it is. It's a production truck. Kinda. This was a little weird to me. Like, at least the fight part of it. Zarya is rushing through her lines and rushing through the scene. She needs to slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, this was really well executed. I love it. It was great. I need to see if I can get me a flaming hat like that
For Shiloh.
for Shiloh.
That would be amazing.
You just see the me with I'll probably have my either my BC WrestlePod or my NXTilosos shirt on with my Hank and Tank jersey and this fire hat. Like, yeah, NXT, let's go.
For real. It's so much fun. But yeah, so we are getting Lizzie versus Zarya next week, which well, I mean, let's get into this. So this actually was a really good match. I really liked this one. Shiloh Hill versus Charlie Dempsey. I thought this is a really fun match. Again, Shiloh Hill is a crowd favorite. I really like Charlie Dempsey too. Don't like him with Birthright still, but you know what? I'll get over it because this was a fun match. And Shiloh Hill got the victory over Charles, which was really, really fun to see. Which then prompted Tristan Angels to come out and said that we are going to have a Mr. NXT pageant in 2 weeks. So I'm like, oh boy.
I'm excited.
I was
I'm
like,
going to save money so I can go.
It's so dumb, but I'm so excited. I was like, I love dumb things in wrestling.
Dumb things in wrestling is pure great. Okay, so I have a slight annoyance with Angels only because he acts posh as shit when he's a freaking country bumpkin sheep farmer. Dude, stop acting posh and just act freak. I don't remember exactly whereabouts he is from, but yeah, just be a fucking sheep farmer. Get that accent out of there. Come on, don't be posh. Anyway, let's see where.
Anyways, so again, Mr. NXT pageant in 2 weeks. Shiloh Hill defeating Charlie Dempsey in a really fun match. And we move on. Anyways, Kilt, this is what you were referring to earlier in the show in terms of other factions like breaking up and loving it.
This
Kind of.
was this okay. So this was the second part of this start of the breakup. Also, can we not get any more close-ups of Izzy Dame's face? She is all cheekbone.
Dang.
There was literally it. There was a shot of her where it was like this. That's all I could see was cheekbone.
My goodness. She got
I'm
some
like,
defined cheek features. Like,
she's sunken in and it's just cheeks, and I'm like, it's just cheekbone, and I'm like,
you're not doing any here. It's not her fault, and I blame production. I was like, y'all.
I blame production. That was a bad angle. It was like this.
For reals. It's insane.
Like,
but
back up. I don't need her that close to my face, please.
Well, okay, let's break this picture down though, right? Because at this point, she's not happy with what Sean did to OTM. She's like, why did you attack them with the chair? And also, why didn't you run it past me or Nico? And Sean's like, I didn't want this match to overshadow you, blah, blah, blah. I was like, she's going to stick Nico on him, and it's going to be fantastic when that day comes. I'm like, Sean, you are, I was just like, the writing is on the wall, sir. You need to get in this boat and escape, or you go down with the ship. Like that is his two options right now. So this was, so then Izzy's like, I can't deal with this right now. I got a match, which leads into, before we get into our main event though, this is what is being previewed for next week. So, of course, we have Tony D'Angelo defending the NXT Championship against Cam Hendricks. We are getting Lizzie Rain versus Zarya. And then for a tag team match, we are getting Dark State versus Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. So, really fun stuff announced so far. Alrighty, Kilt, let's get into this main event time. Ooh, I went too far. There we go. Main event time. NXT Women's Championship, Lola Vice versus Izzy Dame. I will say this. I don't care if I'm by myself. This was my favorite match of the entire night.
It was Izzy, actually. I liked this a lot.
Izzy is actually really good in the ring, and she's improved so much. And, of course, it's Lola Vice. Lola is also great. I love that she has this championship. I do wish that we gave her more substance in terms of the feud, but this is the first feud for her, and I'm okay with it. And it seems that unless Izzy wants a rematch, I think we are done with this feud between her and Izzy. Fantastic match. You know, Izzy almost gets like the 2.999 count after she hits Lola with the title and almost gets the win, but not enough because Lola still kicks out. Lola Vice knocks Izzy out for the win, and she is your NXT Women's Champion. Kilt, what did you think of the main event championship match?
It was an interesting match. This was a lot of fun. I actually get to enjoy a good bit of it. Damian Priest, I am so jealous of you. But other than that, you know, there were so many good spots in this. There was a ref bump. There was relatively good commentary. But then again, it's freaking Vic and Vic getting Booker T, and Booker sometimes is, I wouldn't say sideways with what he says, what he goes after, but it's just, he's weird in his commentary. Sometimes he's on point, sometimes he's kind of like off the picture, but this whole match was amazing, and I loved every minute of it. When Lola first came out, it looked like she was kind of pissed off a little. She did, because usually when she comes out and does her little shimmy, after she comes out, you know, she usually has a smile. She's usually a little bit more energetic. She just looked annoyed, like, why am I here? But then, you know, had a phenomenal match, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, this was such a phenomenal main event. This is a really good you know, tally mark for Lola Vice and her defenses. And unless Izzy wants a rematch, I think this was great, and I think this was a good first feud for Lola because she had to, you know, I don't want to say struggle. Struggle's not the word, but she come to realize that the responsibility of a champion means that everybody is going to target you and everyone will respond differently to that. And while Lola has been on the short end and the losing end in certain cases, she got the win when it mattered, and that's all that matters as a champion. So, fantastic stuff. Now, let's get into why we're really here, though, Kilt.
Okay, here's what's funny about this picture. What Saquon normally in that position, what Saquon is standing on is the Porta-Johns. Because they came out there's two entrances at the PC. There's the one in the corner by where the sign is, where you see, the WWE Performance Center, and then there's like a glass door, and off to the left there's this one security door, and then this one right here, which is towards the front of the front of the building. That is where they put the toilets. He is standing on the shitter.
That is hilarious. That is even better. But no, we end the show with Dark State coming out saying that they run NXT. I was like, sirs, I need you to have several seats. And Saquon Sugars being the Batman in the background, just staring on him like Saquon is gonna get even with these three boys, and it's gonna be glorious. And I cannot wait for babyface Saquon Sugars.
Oh, I'm excited for everything that he's about to do. Because I'm going to say this again because he does squat down, so he's now squatting on the shitters at the end of it, and I can't help but make jokes like that because I got a potty brain and a potty mouth, and I'm trying to get a reaction about a puns from you, and you're not giving it to me, so I'm gonna keep flushing this toilet.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's me. Haha.
You are the problem. It is you.
I am. I am a huge problem. Yours specifically. Yeah. The Porta-Johns. That literally, it's just a giant trailer. Like, okay. I'm trying to think because not everybody's goes to Ren Fair, but there's in the Ren Fair that I go to, which is the Georgia Renaissance Festival. They upgraded their Porta-Johns recently to be the trailers. That's what that is. It's a trailer of bathrooms, and it makes me giggle because I know exactly where that corner is. I know exactly what he's standing on, and it would be hilarious if there was someone in there at that time.
Seriously, it's hilarious for sure. But yeah, Saquon doing his Batman impression, just staring on from Porta-John. Literally, yes, DJ Sugars is shitting on them.
Thank you.
Thank you. You are our new favorite. Thank you, DJ. Seriously, that was, oh man, it's great. But that is how NXT goes off the air this week. Overall, this was a lot of setup. The matches range from pretty good to okay to fantastic. I gave it a B. Again, I don't think this is the worst. We're in a transition period. We are in a setup period where we are setting up new contenders and stories going into the summer. And yeah, I look forward to watching NXT next week. Just a little bit of a programming note. We will not be having a NXT post show on Wednesday next week, as I will be unavailable due to other prior obligations, and Kilt will not be here, will be unavailable because hopefully he'll be at the PC the night before, and it's just a lot.
I mean, it's a lot, but like I don't mind doing the PC. It just depends on. Here's what I'm going to tell you. There may be a very small chance I just say, sorry, Mikey, I'm sabotaging this plan and just doing it myself. Very small chance.
We will figure it out. As long as I can get Kill to the proper things, we are good. And yes, DJ, love that we are analyzing toilets.
We are doing our duty.
Literally. That is where they decided to put Saquon. So literally Saquon is shitting on them hoes. Like
he is the shit.
He really is. Again, babyface Saquon's going to be fun. But again, that is the plan. There will either be no post-show or it'll be Kilt running it through. That depends if I can give him the assets in time, which I will. I'll probably work on it Saturday, not even going to lie. But we still got a fun week ahead of us. Later on tonight, Papa Oso and I will be here to review CMLL. So I'm really happy that we're back into the groove of things. I have missed him. So it's really nice to talk about Lucha Libre, and it's not by myself no more. Then on Friday, we have our TNA post show, and then I will be here, and depending on everybody else, I will be here for sure. And our friend over at If We Had the Pencil podcast, Sean, will be there for sure. And probably Kilt, because Kilt lives and breathes by what I say, apparently.
For the most part, yeah, you are correct.
For the most part. But it's because I love him and I appreciate him. And I never want to do I don't want to put any work on him that he doesn't need to do, because I am the El Jefe. So I must shoulder everything. But I will ask for help if need to. But anyways, the point being is that we will be doing a live watch-along this Sunday for Clash in Italy for WWE. So that's going to be fun. And yeah, so... Also, wait, what's up?
I think we're missing something.
What are we missing?
Saturday night.
There's nothing going on Saturday.
5:30?
No. Let me look at my calendar, because now you're making me second guess everything.
Yeah, because the other reason we were originally it's not next week, but the week after, we were we talked about this because we were it's a 2-week show.
Oh, no. Okay. No. So this weekend, we won't be doing a live watch along because I got other plans on Saturday, but we are also prepping for our first AAA show. And apparently, because they're deciding to do Los Noches de Grandes as a 2-week event, we will be here on June. Yeah, we'll be here in 2 weeks to talk about it once both parts have aired and both of us have had a chance to watch it. But AAA stuff is officially starting, so you will see a report card go up for week 1 and week 2 of Los Noches del, all that good stuff. So yeah, so that is what's happening Saturday. We're not doing a live watch along about it because I got other plans, but the AAA stuff is coming. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. We got to get up on out of here though, so I can tell Kilt about what happened today and give him all the tea. But yay! I also want to thank DJ for coming in and hanging out with us. So I appreciate you, DJ. Thank you for becoming our another friendo in the chatto, and we appreciate you being here. But from all of us here at BC WrestlePod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will catch you. Well, I will catch you in a matter of about an hour for CMLL. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.